for coming on into the line and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part.
Thank you for coming on in. Ooh, alright, sorry about that. Ooh, it was, let's not waste a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts for Bitcoin. So, it looks like we got that retrace down into that range down below here. So let's go see what type of price action we have in store for the weekend. We were talking about going sideways because there's not much liquidity going above. We don't have any hype or measured moves up to 40K because it's just not there. There's no liquidity. What do I mean by liquidity? The 3 pillars of trading. Check out that video. You have to go into high block here. What is high block? Well, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss. And we get to see where those crispy characters lie in wait. So let's do it now. So we're talking about getting retraced down into these regions, particularly some of the 50x below, 33, 4, 5, 6. They went down and took out those guys.
Fatality.
And yeah, they're retracing back into these juicy shorts that opened up 300 million. So they came back for the 100xers. Do they come back for their 50x brethren? Looks like they might. So this pool at 34,068 might get hit after taking out those longs. They'll just go back, take these guys out, and it's just a little bit of induction. What do I mean by that? Well, we have to go to the higher time frame to see. Shout out to everyone here on the live. I have a Halloween party to attend to. So as we expand our vision to the higher time frame, we are getting some liquidity induced above, which is interesting to see. So let's go ahead and turn that to max liquidity. Over here at 35K, there's some little band of 10 billion shorts starting to percolate up there. Getting hot from that hit to the upside there. And if we expand our vision to the monthly time frame, why is it not loading? Let me just make sure this is correct. Okay, go to this. All right. Strange. All right, so going to the monthly time frame, we do have that band up above at 35.3, $6 billion that it could retrace into. They're meandering around in here, could take out a couple 5-10 billion while they let it percolate. They don't need to drop it just quick, but there is more liquidity down below if they want to retrace at some point the imbalance to the downside. Same with the 3-month and the 6-month, but I'll just show you to be sure. See, you got these 300 billion down here. We came and took out all the liquidity. If you look above, we do have 55 billion at 36.3, 30 billion 36.6, 26 billion 36.9, 25 billion at 37.2, and starts to taper at 37.2. So if it does come up into this region, you do have 100 billion more, but they like to fade out on some liquidity. They just can't stand to pay anymore. Some 15 billion, 17 billion down at 32.7, 10 billion at 32.4. So it could start retracing lower. On the 2-year time frame, we took out all that band of liquidity up above, all 700 billion wrecked. So you got 133 billion up at 36.4, and possibly down below you have 23 billion 33.2, 21 billion 32.8, 16 billion 32.4, 16 billion 32 even. So we could come down into that range too. imbalance now to the downside. You have that large band down at 24K and 23.6, same as up here. It's 300 plus billion down there. As we retrace into the halving at some point, when will that point be? I don't know. In the June consolidation, we were from June to July just staying sideways until we dropped, so we could do very much the same. Let's go back to the 7-day and then head into the charts, shall we? Shout out to everyone here. Hey, I scared the viewer away. I had one viewer and they got scared away by my mask. You guys never heard of Halloween before? Jeez. Alright, so let's go into the 7-day time frame. Can't take a guy seriously with the skeleton mask, I guess. Okay. Alright, I want to drink some coffee, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, we are back to normal. Whew. It's not that hot. It's kind of mesh, so you can kind of see through it, but... Alright, time to go to the Halloween party after this. My daughter's got a school performance, and then I head out to work after that, so we're a little bit pressed for time. So let's go ahead into the Binance chart here. Hey, and what do you know? Guess what? We were calling for ABC to the downside, and we got it. While Johnny come latelys read their 1 minutes and after the fact. So basically we were streaming back up in here as we were coming up. We said we would fatigue off of some of this breaker block and then probably come lower. We never got above that point we were streaming at, and we have gone lower. We have yet to come back to this wick down below at the bottom of the range. I would expect you come back into some of these pools down below. What are these pools? Well, we talked about them over here, clearing this band of liquidity down at 32,995 and essentially down at 32,699. We had 32,807. But as of this moment in time, you have a 50x brethren of shorts up at 34,068 for them to retrace back into. So we could be seeing that. But overall, some nice juice to the downside. Let's go ahead and throw on our momentum. What is this little curved line on the charts? Why do we have it there? Well, that was the angle of the cloud at the time 24 hours ago, where it was starting to thin and insinuate this downside push. What is that exactly? Well, you have to look at the link in the description, momentummaster.info, scroll down to features, toggle everything at your leisure, and see what Bitcoin looked like at its bottom at 15K. And you can see this trend cloud suppressing the price. Oh, it's starting to thin and reclaimed, boom, reclaimed, boom. And it just happens over and over again on the trend cloud with the baselines intact and the stochastic array. These are the components we look at every day. So this curvature of this cloud, as we were coming up here yesterday, we were saying this cloud is thinning, so you expect a kiss to the cloud and failure. We did not get it at that immediate point in time, but ultimately we were seeing failure in mind with this curvature, and sure enough, we got it. The angle was even more steep than imagined. Okay, and then you got that kiss over here in the sideways consolidation, and then rejected off the cloud of the Clan McCloud. And now let's see where we go from here. This is still technically in effect, so I'll leave it up right now. Let's go into the daily and make our descent. As things present themselves in different manners, we will delete that. So it looks like the daily time frame overbought coming down, RSI and money flow coming down to the downside with the stochastic array with the stochastic RSI starting to reset. The Williams could reset as well. Let's go into the 3-day closing in 54 minutes. The 3-day bands of the baselines are still in high effect. We had you at hello with those baseline cross event down here at September 13th and talked about how this cross up could be massive because the last cross down and cross up was also massive. So do we make it up to this 3-day draw of the moving average up here, the adaptive moving average? We very well could. And let's go to that 22-hour getting the cross down event. So you're starting to get a reset of the probability here as the stochastic comes down and the Williams looks to suppress the price to the downside. Same thing could be occurring here on the 12-hour. You're getting the cross down event locked in, loaded. 12-hour now starting to reset in a manner here, but getting that cross down event to give you that leading sign of reversal on the baselines. The first sign of reversal, they're one of the few leading moving averages formulas you will find on the market. And the 6-hour time frame. Whoa. 6 hours already reset. Why is it not taking off? Well, it's getting suppressed by the Williams and the higher time frame of being fatigued. If you go to the 4-hour, very much the same, getting suppressed as the Williams comes down to reset. And that alarm had you at hello as we were streaming yesterday. One thing to note for the upside plays is the baseline. Sorry, not the baseline. The cloud is still mighty thick, and the super trend is holding on this since basically October 16th. We had that happen with obviously the 1-hour time frame, but the 1-hour time frame has broken the super trend. It broke it back here on the A wave, and so when we were talking about the B wave, it gave us the idea of it coming lower because it broke super trend. What is the super trend? Well, that's also listed here. It is a back-tested true range zone which displays a percentile needed to reverse the current trend. And it will also likely be a reversion point where it likes to revert back to stop out the shorts. So these are some levels to watch out for automatically. 34.3, and then if we go to the liquidity, 34.3 should also coincide with the liquidity. 3 would be up here, 34.4, 34.3, so it would be that band there. Yeah, so hourly time frame starting to come up here in a manner. Baselines crossed up. You still have the cloud in a bearish tone. Do you make it above it before it gets overbought and rejected again? The 15-minute reclaiming the cloud here, but getting overbought, possibly double top scenario to reclaim it and go higher. Does it flip this super trend? I wouldn't be surprised if we come up into that 34.068 region. 34.068 seems like a very achievable target up here. Grabbing that $300 million 50x pool, and then also possibly coming up 34.448. Well, we already did that one, so we're going to delete this guy. Just gonna see. So we already saw that, so we're just gonna. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna erase this range because we already know what the range is. I guess we need to do that? Yeah, I guess so. Let's just do it. I think that's a fair value gap. No, let's just delete that one too. And then we're going to do some Fibonacci. So this trend-based fib extension level. You can come down to this impulse to the top of this retrace, because that's as high as we made it. The 236 level. So we came down to the 786. So we came down to the 786 and bounced off the 786. If we hold above 34.11, then we could basically, if we hold candles with conviction above that point, we could be coming back up to these characters. If we reject off of this, you could basically come into these lower zones. The 50x person at 34.068 up here seems like a target. So if it does something like this, where it hits that guy and then fatigues, then it could be a short down into these regions. If it hits and holds, then you could basically continue up to these targets here. So it all depends on how this 236 holds of the trend-based fib, and that's how do we get that? Well, we took the impulse here to the retrace there, and the math is contained within. So you could come down into this region over the weekend. That also would insinuate with that pool we were talking about a few days ago. So taking out the stops for the shorts before they possibly come down into here. Okay. And that's basically it. That's all the time I have. I have to go to my daughter's recital on Saturday at her school, and then to a Halloween party. So extremely busy today. So thank you for your time. Oh, CNC Spragadocious, thank you for coming on in. So thank you very much. We will keep you updated. It is the weekend though. I don't expect any major moves, but hitting this, not letting the shorts out with a free victory so easily makes more sense than not. But we'll keep an eye on this level and this 236 and let you know. Let's go see the one last time for USDT dominance. Yeah, we're getting that rise up as people possibly get kicked out of the trades, also getting hit at the 786 there. Bitcoin dominance coming down as the alts likely rally. Let's go see, is it upward trending? It's slightly tapered to consolidation. And then we have crypto bubbles. Yeah, not really much rallying going on just yet. If we look for the week, yes, but for the day, no. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it, folks. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment, of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you